Welcome to part 2 of the SMS Reborn tutorial. Let's go over action skills, transform skills, and miscellaneous things. Starting with transform skills. These are all mapped to custom Dree and not necessary for your immediate moveset, so feel free to put it on a button that's out of the way. The immersive and more balanced method of using SMS is true transformation. As Sonic, grab 30 rings and your life icon will show C Dree to indicate you can transform. Use custom Dree when standing still, then just hold spin to watch your Sonic transform. There are a few differences between a transformed SMS and someone just using him as a skin. A transformed SMS has a sparkling glow to visually indicate the difference. A transformed SMS also gains super defense. Getting hit means you lose half your rings instead of all of them. You could even survive a death blow at the cost of immediately losing your transformation. But after you lose your defense, the next hit will make you lose SMS. You can tell if your transformation has become unstable by the red life icon. Empowering down from HMS will cost no ring penalty, though you will go straight down to base form instead of super mystic form, so keep that in mind. By the way, in boss battles, you can use the starting rings given to you to become SMS. Just keep in mind you'll be out of rings if you do, so this can be risky. Once you're Super Mystic Sonic and collected 50 rings, tap Custom Dree in the air to become Hyper Mystic Sonic. I'll have to make a separate video to cover this monster. Just know it'll cost you 300 rings in competitive modes, okay? If you're transformed in any capacity, you can hold Custom Dree while still, then simultaneously tap backwards and spin to power down. That about covers Super Mystic transformations. You can turn off HMS altogether on your server if you think it's too much, or make it require all the 7 Chaos Emeralds. You may also force players to use the SMS transformation feature if you want to add some balance to co-op modes. Oh, and one last thing is power sharing. In co-op, this allows SMS to enchant the super forms of other characters, giving them individual power-ups based on their main ability. By holding Custom Dree, an aura of energy surrounds SMS, which then transfers to any players nearby. If they have 50 rings, they can jump and press Custom Dree to access this enchanted super form. Try it on every character to see what new abilities this unlocks. Keep in mind servers can set this to require all 7 Chaos Emeralds first, or turn it off altogether. That's it for Custom Dree. Straightforward enough, right? Now let's cover Custom 2, the action skills. These abilities expand the ways you can approach situations, and also help a lot with advanced combat where your basic skills might not be the best option. First up is the Stomp. When jumping, air boosting, or using the Ring Burst, press Custom 2 to send yourself rushing downwards. It can drill through enemies below, and creates a small shockwave on landing, never interrupting your horizontal speed. It's incredibly useful for vertical movement, and you can always cancel this in the talks. But remember, now wall jumping out of a stomp is less efficient. Avoid doing that, unless there's no other option. Next is the triple foot sweep, activated by tapping Custom 2 on the ground. SMS will spin kick in your aiming direction, keeping your current velocity. The first one is a non-committal foot sweep that can be jumped, dodged, and braked out of. The second one ignores gravity and has a wider range, but is fully committal. And the third one reflects projectiles in startup and sends you flying upwards with a huge attack range. But then, it does leave you vulnerable. This move doesn't recoil from enemies, can break shields, walls, and spikes, and its extra range is deadly in close quarters. A more defensive ability is the Dive Dodge. For this one, imagine doing a smash attack in Smash Brothers. Tap any direction and Custom 2 at the same time. You can then continue holding Custom 2 and tap away to continuously dodge. If that sounds difficult, you can just hold Custom 2 after a stationary foot sweep, and then start tapping directions after that. SMS is semi-invincible during most of this dive, but he slides uncontrollably after every third dodge, so do be mindful about spamming it. The dodge is incredibly useful in turning the tides in tight spots, and a clever way to get past obstacles and lasers quickly. It can be followed up straight into a blind dash, a dive burst, or an instant diffusion flame. Finally, the last Custom 2 skill is the second of SMS's super moves, the Comet Haymaker. While in boost mode, you'll get a prompt to Haymaker when near enemies. Simply press Custom 2 at this point to home into them and release all your kinetic energy upon them with one explosive strike. In the air, this is more complicated. You'll want to hold Custom 1 and the direction backwards before executing it. This is to prevent accidentally using the Haymaker when a player meant to stop instead. But if you don't care about that, feel free to set it to simple in the menu, and aerial haymakers are now as easy as grounded ones. Your choice.
That was easy.
That covers SMS's main moveset. Finally, let's cover miscellaneous ones. Extra abilities that spice things up or are designed for other game modes. First of all, the Atomic Dive, the third and final super move. hold toss flag or weapon previous. You will now temporarily float in place, ready to dive 45 degrees down in the direction of the cursor. Now press spin or fire to launch yourself down. The higher your launch from, the harder the impact. Just make sure you launch within 3 seconds, or you'll pay the price. Doing 1.1 onwards, this is more than just a combat move. While diving downwards, press spin to charge the drop dash. The drop dash gains more speed the more powerful the landing, and is a fantastic way to build up your boost and accurately launch off from the ground.
Oh, come on! Those are so clearly just action skills you couldn't cram onto custom to.
Nah, you got me. But those are just dedicated buttons for ease of use. There's that third way, you see. During a jump, just hold back and double tap spin. If you're really particular about sticking to just custom 2 spin and jump, you can use this method. Anyway, on to more miscellaneous stuff. You can do a starting dash in minecarts by tapping custom 1. You can also get out of the minecart and just hoof it by pressing the spin button at any time. Plus there's a multi-talk and boost, but those latter 2 are for the less sane of us. Oh, and you can break doors. Press spin on a rollout rock to accelerate quicker. Use custom 1 to boost. If you don't like being Adventure Sonic at night, press custom 1 to turn super mystic for just a brief second. But keep in mind, both this move and getting hit drains the realm gear. Next are some skills that are exclusive to co-op. You can pick up monitors, pushables, and some other items with toss flag, weapon previous, normal fire, or fire if you're near one. A message will show up if you can pick it up. Also, if a player does nothing for 3 seconds, you can pick them up too. Feel free to enter the SMS menu if you don't want to be picked up or want to go full anarchy and exist to be picked up. When holding something, press toss flag or weapon previous to gently put it down, or one of the fire buttons to throw it hard. Another useful cooperative skill is the leapfrog throw. Have someone run into you while you crouch with toss flag or weapon previous. You'll boost them up, giving them a super jump. Let's share some more fun. If a flying character picks up SMS, they automatically gain the ability to boost upwards and forwards using your energy. Getting places faster incentivizes working together. The last bonus skills for co-op come from the golden shoes. You can get these in the menu at the Mystic Emerald for 25 rings by pressing custom 3, or with the console command SMS orders. This unlocks the light dash and the light speed attack. The light dash is used with custom 1 or toss flag, and the light speed chain attack is activated with custom 2 after fully charging your spin dash. Lastly, let's talk about those flame bracelets Sonic wears. These let you consume rings to throw concentrated flames. While these abilities are meant for competitive modes, you're free to practice with the 3 different flame tosses anywhere. Pressing normal fire uses 1 ring to toss a single superheated flame that's strong enough to survive underwater. Holding normal fire will auto-fire these consecutively. Now the regular fire button uses 2 rings for the cross flame. These are 2 flames fired at once that gradually grow in size after they cross. If thrown at the ground, they'll skid across rather than explode. Both of these properties make being precise less of an issue in third person. The third and last is the diffusion flame, used by holding the fire button down. This giant flame requires 3 rings and sends SMS floating into the air to lock onto an enemy. When he throws the flame, it'll increase in size and power as it travels and drops embers, eventually gaining an explosive radius and adjusting its trajectory. If you've honed onto a player, they'll get a warning that it's incoming. But the lock-on isn't mandatory. You can simply press the fire button again while floating to quick-fire it. It'll lose its homing properties and lock-on, but if you're a hotshot or just trying to lay fire traps, this may be preferable. All of these flames are absorbed as ring energy in co-op. Phew, that's a lot of extras. But part of the fun is the freedom in being able to go through the same thing in hundreds of different ways. It's unpredictable how an SMS playthrough will turn out because you can carve your own way with your own methods. But as SMS takes a lot of skill to play optimally, there's a lot of room for error. Not being able to predict how something will go beforehand, and having a choice to make things as difficult as you want them to be, getting massively rewarded on success, I think that's the true joy that's kept me coming back to this concept after all these years. And I hope others can feel the same thing. The next and final video covers Hyper Mystic Sonic and the upcoming challenges one. Oh shoot, competitive game modes! Okay, real quick. In matches, you drain rings from air boosts and sprinting. The second and third foot sweep cost rings, and so do dodges, but you can dodge with 0 rings as the last resort. The wall jump is nerfed. Stomps, atom dives, and haymakers also hit players, but players are given a prompt to dodge the haymaker. This is always jump plus spin, so if you see SMS wasting rings sprinting in circles, get ready to press those. The prompt gets easier the more you dodge or get hit by haymakers in a short period of time. SMS cannot use weapon rings, but will always drop weapon rings regardless of whether he has picked up any. And he could drop silver rings upon getting hurt, making him a valuable target. If SMS holds the flag, he becomes the slowest character with no weapon range or abilities. He also needs to keep touching it for a second to pick it up, so this makes him terrible at bringing it back. Pass it to teammates if you can. Collect 300 rings to turn Hyper Mystic, which drains 12 rings per second but wrecks face. If you get a warning an SMS player has collected 200 rings, stop them immediately, or prepare for a terrible fate. Battle mode retains these traits, but you need to transform into SMS first from a weaker Sonic. You can homing attack with a wind-up. Your normal flames now only stun, but do damage if they can hit twice in a row. The diffusion flame still deals direct damage, but costs extra rings. SMS will automatically turn shields into rings, and a single hit will lose you to form and give your opponents 25 extra bonus points. So get good or get wrecked. He's not balanced for race, but you could try an all super mode if you think the SMS players are crappy enough to lose to generic super forms. But you probably want to make it an SMS only race, or just ban him outright. Okay, I will see you next video.